Hello there. Hi. It's been quite a while since I did a Q&A. The original plan was to do a Q&A once I hit every 50 subscribers, such as after hitting 100 subs, I made a Q&A for that. And then I wanted to make for 150, then 200, then 250, then 300. So there were supposed to be way many more Q&As than there are on the channel. The problem is that I just completely forgot that I had to do Q&As and the subscribers just kept on growing. So I was like, shit, I'm about to reach 300, so better do a Q&A now. Plus, I've been wanting to do Q&A for quite a long time. So yeah, and I know this has been taking a while, but I'm really excited to see all the questions, and I got quite a lot of questions. I'm not answering every single one of them. I have left a few, also for the sake of the runtime of the video. So I guess we should just dive in. Okay, cool. So. Do you remember that your best friend is still alive? Who? What do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be an adult when I grow up. So, yeah. Top 10 favorite actors or actresses? Jesus. So, I guess I'll say Joaquin Phoenix, Leonardo DiCaprio, Tom Hardy. Who else? Come on. Rajkumar Rao, Pankaj Tripathi, Amir Khan, Daniel Day-Lewis, Jack Nicholson, Jake Gyllenhaal, and one last one. Who should I say? Heath Ledger. So yeah, I guess and actresses, fantastic. Okay, so we have Ana de Armas, Scarlett Johansson, and then we have Florence Pugh, Jennifer Lawrence, Charlize Theron, Meryl Streep, Nicole Kidman, Margot Robbie, Emma Stone. Yeah, that's all I have. Kate Blanchett also, and Amy Adams. Yeah, that's all. Do you think including music segments in movies are good, as in Bollywood? Hollywood should start. See, okay, see, yeah, most of our Bollywood movies have musical segments, and so the genre somewhat becomes unclear. But I think we are much beyond that at this phase in the industry. So, should Hollywood start? No, because the use of musical segments should depend upon the genre and the story of your film, right? It should depend on the story, on the tone of the movie that you have written. So it's like, what do you mean Hollywood should start? Like, imagine like something like La La Land per se. For that, the music works. I love La La Land and I love the music in it, but it works because it is musical, you know. Whereas if you, let's say, put a musical in, let's say, Nightcrawler, where you see Jake Gyllenhaal dancing in the middle of a crime scene, that doesn't work. I mean, I would pay to see that, but that doesn't work. So Hollywood shouldn't start. Don't even just, if it's relevant to your movie in any way, like, and there are many Hollywood movies that have really good dance numbers and musical numbers. If I take something, let's say, from Lakshya, which is a pretty good movie, and the song "Main Aisa Kyun Hu" is one of my favorites. That's because it shows us the internal thought process of the main character. It should have some level of purpose, and that's just an example, right? As long as it has some purpose to your story, to your movie, musicals are good. Like the use of song and dance is good. Otherwise, why would you put them? Otherwise they're pointless, right? So yeah, don't stress too much on it. So why is music the quality of cinema and music deteriorating over the years? Okay, I didn't completely understand that question, but if you are just wondering about the music in cinema and why it is deteriorating, probably because see, for many songs these days, especially the ones that go really viral, most of them basically are made with the intent to sell, right? So it feels more like a product rather than, well, a piece of art that someone wants to express with, right? Maybe the bad quality of music is also because at the time it is placed in the movie. Let's say if you take a movie like Stree, right? It's a good movie, and the thing is, you have the story is going on in Stree, and suddenly out of nowhere, Nora Fateh comes and everyone starts dancing. So like, placement is also pretty important, right? And now, according to me, you could have completely removed that song and nothing would have changed, right? But even if you have a song that's relevant, it's also about the placement. And again, as I'm going back to it, the song sometimes nowadays feels like products. rather than genuine, heartfelt pieces of art that music is. Because music is great. Yeah. Sir, when will you do face reveal? When Tarantino makes a bad movie. What else? Horror movies you will always recommend? Okay, I didn't completely understand the phrasing of that question, but if you want me to recommend some horror movies, here's the thing. I've not seen that many horror movies, and the ones I have seen aren't the conventional kind. Not saying that conventional is bad. I like a few and I love many. So I guess Doctor Sleep is nice. But some of my favorites are The Lighthouse, Us, Tumbad, Alien. I like Alien. Shining is my favorite, and The Witch is pretty great. And Under the Shadow, I like that one too. Then we have Get Out, Train to Busan, Mother, and Hereditary. I've heard stuff like actresses need to sleep with directors to get chance in their films. Is it true? Okay, well, yeah, I've heard many cases for this. So if you want to go into detail, just go to like go to Google or something. But yeah, it is true in many cases, and many times it could be false accusation. So no one really knows. But I'm pretty sure that it has happened many times. So it's a really tragic thing. But yeah, unfortunately, it happens. And yeah, if it stops, it'll be great. I love your work, man. Keep it up. What makes you love cinema so much, and who is your idol? Okay, first of all, thank you very much, and I'll try to keep up. And what makes you love cinema so much? So, I only have the typical answers. Oh, it transports you to another world. It allows you to experience life through a different character's shoes. Experiencing their worldview. And the beauty of cinema is that many people, like the each different film provides you different perspectives on life of the director or the writer, right? So that's also a very beautiful thing about cinema. It's also sort of being with strangers in a hall for theatrical experience in a large screen and experiencing a story made by passionate people and allowing it to move you emotionally. That's the power of cinema. So that's why I love it so much. And who's your idol? I have many idols. So considering like maybe indie filmmaking and someone from India, if I had to say, maybe Anurag Kashyap is my idol because he gives me hope that I, who am a nobody in terms of the industry, can actually do something and be part of it in a way. What makes a cinema bad according to you? Okay, see, I don't think anyone strives to make a bad movie intentionally. And I think for the most part, if a movie turns out to be bad, it's just unfortunate that it happens to be bad and you're too late to change anything, right? Um, I don't think anyone sets out to make a bad movie because why would they want to make a bad movie? So I don't think there's anything specific that makes a cinema bad, right? But that's a very interesting question, I have to say. So yeah, any movie you can watch on repeat forever. See, if I'm going to watch something on repeat forever, it better be something nice, okay? Because I love movies that are not nice, but if it's something repeating, then it better be something like I enjoy in the sense of like happiness. So probably Three Idiots. I'd probably choose Three Idiots for that. Okay, what's a film you used to think was excellent, but now you have grown to dislike slash appreciate less? I don't have great answers, but maybe something like Spider-Man: Far From Home. I know many people love that movie, and I know why they love it, and I completely understand. It has quite a few problems. If you could sit and chat with any three people involving cinema, alive or dead, who would you pick? God, okay. This is like straight up interview level questions. So, okay, I would love to talk to Scorsese. I don't know. I would love to talk to Scorsese, and I would show him many Indian films if I could, if that was possible. Alive or Dead. Okay, Anurag Kashyap. I just want to like vibe with him and chill with him and like talk about movies and Hindi cinema, and maybe he could recommend me some stuff that I need to see because he knows way more. And yeah, I would love to talk to Anurag Kashyap and Alive or Dead. Alive or Dead. It feels like I want to choose someone who's dead, but I don't know. So I guess you could say I would love to talk with Nawazuddin Siddiqui. It's anyone involving cinema, not only directors, and the way Nawazuddin just sort of becomes that person during like acting. I would love to talk to him about that probably. So yeah, I mean, listen. Okay, this is very spontaneous. I have seen these questions, but I didn't really think about them that much. Okay, so do you think your YouTube channel has been growing really well in the past 2 years? Keep going. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, it certainly has grown to reach 300 subscribers, definitely. But here's the thing, right? It has been nearly 2 years, and it has been growing mostly very slowly because I don't cover the topics that are mostly popular or considered popular at least, such as if you take all the Marvel stuff, all the DC stuff, all the Star Wars stuff, all those popular franchises, right? I don't always talk about them. I don't talk about every single movie, you know. I don't do videos such as ranking all the Star Wars movies and ranking all the MCU movies, and then once a new movie comes out, I rank. I don't do that stuff, right? Mainly because I don't have anything new or interesting to bring on these topics, right? Like, I agree, Endgame is great. Personally, I agree that Christopher Nolan is great, Tarantino is great, Scorsese is great, and I agree on many things. I don't really feel the need to talk about it, right? Unless I have something new and interesting to bring to the conversation, I won't talk about them. As a video, at least. If I still want to talk about a film that has been said before, I'll probably make an Instagram post on it just because I want to talk about it, right? But for YouTube, it's different. For YouTube, I'm much more sort of careful and specific with what I make and what sort of videos I make because I want to, like earlier it wasn't the case. At phase in my channel, I literally uploaded videos every day, maybe even 2 videos a day, and the thing is to be like every movie, any movie I watched, I would make a video on it, right? Any movie, right? That was the phase when I made a video on Newton, when I made a video on 8 by 10 tasveer, that was the phase when I made videos every day. And I think that is the worst phase in the channel because, first of all, the views are really low. But I think that's not the reason it's bad. The reason it's bad is because I didn't have anything new to bring, basically. I said the same things that everyone else was saying, right? So it's nothing new, it's nothing different, it's nothing unique, it's just the same thing, sort of, but spoken from my mouth. And I didn't like that phase, but I'm really, really, really loving how the channel is progressing right now because I'm actually putting out stuff that I'm really interested in and I'm figuring out more things. Like the Zodiac, right? Great movie, has so many video essays on it. So I wasn't really going to make a video on it, but then I realized, oh wait, Zodiac uses a time jump like I've never seen before in movies. And so mostly time jumps sometimes don't work. So I used Venom and Zodiac as case studies on how to use and successfully execute a time jump. And I saw Lagan, and then I am like, oh, Lagan, great movie. I love that movie to death. It's a masterpiece, right? And I realized that, oh wow, it uses visual storytelling in very interesting ways. So then I made a video about the intro scene of the main character, right? Or let's say for Three Billboards, right? Three Billboards, great movie. I saw it, I loved it very much, right? I saw video essays on it, I saw reviews on it, great. I didn't have anything new to add. But then I realized that, oh wait, this uses character arcs in a different way than I have seen. So then I'm like, this will make a great video, right? So I guess you could call them video essays, right? Because video essay, as I've explored in my video about video essays, is exploring a particular aspect about a movie so that you can learn something from it, right? I want to get my points across. I want to let my opinion out, but also say it in a way that is interesting and also say it in a way that makes you learn something. So it depends. It's not a clear thing. I discover stuff as I go along the way. Okay, do you want to be a director? Most definitely. I would love to be a director, and that's my sort of career goal in life, amongst other things as well. Do you like films with the color oversaturated or undersaturated? It's nothing like that, It only depends on the genre and the tone of the film, right? So if you have a serious film, a serious drama film, and you have it with oversaturated colors, it won't work. Unless you're making a spoof or you're having some interesting idea, then it works, I guess. But generally speaking, I don't care whether it's oversaturated or saturated. It only matters to me in the tone or the genre of the movie, right? So many times I have criticized about bland colors in MCU movies because the tone of those movies is light-hearted, right? Most of them. So that is why I prefer sort of much more colorful colors and sort of saturated colors because that's the tone of the movie, right? If you have the Dark Knight per se, I don't want saturated colors in Dark Knight because it's a gritty drama. So again, it depends on the tone of the movie. There's no specific uh, sort of liking. What would you say your favorite film of all time is? Yeah, here's the thing. Being a movie fan, this is probably the hardest question to ask. Your favorite movie of all time because it honestly keeps on changing depending on the mood, right? It's like, hey, I love this movie; it's my favorite of all time. Then you're in this different mood. Oh wait, this is my favorite, right? So I have an answer, but I don't know. For me, it's probably The Godfather. The first one. It's a very typical answer, I know, but what can I say? That movie is just great. So, yeah. But as of now, it's The Godfather. How many body pillows are in your collection? Well, none actually, but if you could provide me some, that would be great. Where do you live? In your heart. Fans want face reveal, please. Oh, well, what does cinema mean to you? Again, many things. Cinema means stepping into someone else's shoes, witnessing a piece of artwork made by many people. It's a collaboration of all kinds of people coming together to sort of make one singular being, which is cinema, right? So yeah, that's the thing I love about cinema. It's many, many, many things, and it can mean different things to different people. Is there a reason why many filmmakers try to use film rather than digital? Well,
by shooting it in 65 millimeter, I'm guaranteeing to some degree or another there will be 70 millimeter film prints out there in the world screening for people who care. I'm hopeful that we're going through a woozy romantic period with the ease of digital. And I'm hoping that while this generation is completely hopeless, that the next generation that will come out will demand the real thing. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, digital projection and DCPs is the death of cinema as I know it. It's not even about shooting your film on film or shooting your film on digital. The fact that most films now are not presented in 35 millimeter means that the war is lost. And digital projections, that's just television in public. And apparently the whole world is okay with television in public, but what I knew as cinema is dead.
the name. What was the thought process behind that? Well, you see, the name took us quite a while. We were thinking of many ideas, and then we just got Detox. The Detox official just came to our minds, and we just knew that this is the right one. This is a great one, and this hits the spot. Okay, I'm joking. It was I was just in my friend's house, and before we began the channel, I was just thinking, and then my friend, who used to be an editor, he doesn't edit my videos now, but my friend, he said that my name starts with a P, and so basically, detox is like sort of you're like basically chilling with me talking. So detox is detox. Yeah, it's not as glorious as it seems. I love the title. It's sort of catchy and sort of quirky, I guess. But yeah, that's the. I was just in my friend's house and we came up with some random stuff. That's all. It's nothing too special. There was no thought process. It was just me vibing with my friend. Favorite director, Martin frigging Scorsese. Okay, the best one. Upcoming films you're excited for. Okay, upcoming films that I'm excited for. There are quite a few actually. There is The Green Knight, The Suicide Squad from James Gunn. Looks like so much fun. I'm so happy that DC is going really bonkers. A24's The Lamb, Eternals, Dune. I love Denis Villeneuve. The French Dispatch again, Wes Anderson. And speaking of Wes Anderson, the next video that's going to be coming out is actually a Wes Anderson style short film that my friends and I shot. We shot it a couple weeks ago, and we are still working on the post production of that. So yeah, this is just a minor plug. It's the next video coming pretty soon. So yeah, stay excited for that. Yeah, I guess that's it. The thing that Marvel Studios Shang-Chi, many people are really excited for that movie. I am not as much. I don't know. The story seems kind of generic, but I'm not going to judge the story. That could be great. Who knows, right? But speaking from a visual standpoint, it feels very Marvel-like. If I take something, let's say for DC, DC is doing so many weird things, right? We had Birds of Prey last year. I love that movie to death. It's really good, right? And it's made by Kathy Yan, this sort of indie filmmaker. And then you got Wonder Woman 84, really good movie, personally speaking, and it feels like a Patty Jenkins movie, right? Birds of Prey feels like a Kathy Yan movie. It doesn't feel like a DC movie, right? You don't know what a DC movie is, right? It's the movie of the filmmaker, right? You have Suicide Squad, right? But most people associate that film with James Gunn. It's James Gunn's Suicide Squad. No one else can make that movie, right? So one problem is if you take, let's say, Far From Home, Captain Marvel, and Ant-Man as a Wasp, let's say, and if you told me that they were directed by the same person, I would believe you, because they don't have anything sort of distinct from a filmmaking perspective. They all feel the same. They all feel staple, right? They feel like products. Sometimes they have merits to them. Don't worry, and I don't dislike those movies, but you know, James Gunn's Suicide Squad feels so sort of distinct, and Shang-Chi, it looks visually, it looks really, really bland. The neon stuff is cool, but like that's literal neon. It's gonna look cool anyways. But like for the daytime stuff, it looks really bland. It's very gray, very dull, and even I think the final fight, it's CG. It looks really bad. I don't like it very much. So yeah, Shang-Chi I'm not excited for, and I have no clue why I said talked about something that I'm not excited for in a question that asked me what I'm excited for. So yeah, okay. Underrated work of directors. Okay, so yeah, there are many directors I love, and there's some underrated stuff that people need to really watch. Or by underrated, I mean not many people talk about them as much as they do about their other works. So I guess you have Greta Gerwig's Little Women, Damien Chazelle's First Man, Jordan Peele's Us, Anurag Kashyap's Raman Raghav 2.0, Vikramaditya Motwane's Trapped, what else? Scorsese's Silence, Nolan's Insomnia, Zoya Akhtar's Luck by Chance, Denis Villeneuve's Enemy, Farhan Akhtar's Dawn, David Fincher's Panic Room. Yeah, that's all I can remember from the top of my head so far. Favorite horror movie? Easily The Shining. I saw it again for the second time I think like a week ago. It still holds up. It's fantastic. How do you decide what movies to watch? Okay, great. Great. Okay, so I have a particular way of watching movies, right? It's not as simple as, let's say, hey, I want to watch this movie. Cool, let me watch it, right? I have a particular method now, and it keeps on changing, right? So let's say if I have Netflix, then I'm gonna watch all the Netflix movies that are there that I'm interested in. Let's say if I have Prime, I'm gonna watch all the Prime movies that are there that I'm interested in, right? And sometimes another thing I do is, or I would suggest you do, is take one filmmaker and then just watch all their movies, right? Whatever span you take, I would say watch all their movies back to back. All right. So so this will help you sort of finish the filmographies of filmmakers, and it will also sort of give you an insight into the filmmaker by watching all their movies. Another way I would probably suggest to watch movies is pick a certain year and then watch all the movies that you're interested in from that year. So you will get an idea of how society is at that point of time, and how the movies of that year reflect the society of that particular year. So yeah, I would suggest these are some of the ideas that how I watch movies and how you can also decide to watch what to sort of see for yourself. So yeah, favorite romantic movie. Again, I have many favorite romantic movies. My favorite one is Her. It has Joaquin Phoenix in it, and it's about him falling in love with an AI. It's very weird, but I just love that movie. I saw it once, I loved it. I saw it again, and I was so emotionally moved, and it was beautiful. But I think some of my other favorites are La La Land, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Yeah, that's all I can remember. 500 Days of Summer, that too. So great stuff, great stuff. Favorite Indian filmmaker? Again, it was earlier it was Rajkumar Hirani. Now I think it's Anurag Kashyap, mainly because he's more of an inspiration to me. What are some movies others love but you don't? Uh, some movies others love but you don't. Okay, I guess we have Michael Mann's Heat. And then there's Tamasha. Roma, I don't love. Then there's Yorgos Lanthimos is the favorite. But yeah, I don't love them per se. I like them though. I like them. Then there's Gravity. I don't love Gravity. I like Gravity. Then there's Forrest Gump. What else we have? You didn't love Loki. What did you expect? I expected some good writing. Thoughts on film discourse? Well,
Guys, it's called a civil discourse. You talk to each other, you disagree, and it's all good. There is no issue if anybody says anything critical about any film.
They're not discussing any of the nuances. They're just speaking very broadly,
three actors you think you can take in a fight: Edward Norton, Brad Pitt. I mean Edward Norton, Michael Keaton, and I would probably take Jared Leto in a fight. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Okay, so for some final questions, what 10 films do you think define cinema as an art form? If you don't say Stalker, I'm mad. Well, then I guess you have to be mad. Uh, These are again just gonna be the top of my head. M, Parasite, The Dark Knight, The Godfather, Spider Verse, Raging Bull, Inception, then Toy Story. It's the first 3D animated movie. The Shining, revolutionized horror cinema, and I guess Lagan. Do you watch anime? I don't watch it as usual as most people do, but I've seen some animes like Death Note, my favorite anime of all time, my favorite show of all time. It's a masterpiece. Bloom Into You, masterpiece. The Dragon Ball series I've seen, not every single episode, not every single show, but I've been seeing it for a long time as a kid, and I love that show. Then One Punch Man. Again, I love One Punch Man. It's very hilarious. Hey guys, we have finally started off with the month of August, and so since this is a Q&A, I'm going to tell you what's in store for this month, alright? So the next video we have is a short film, which is a Wes Anderson style directed short film with my friend that I made a couple weeks ago. And then after that, we're going to have the behind the scenes for the short film. And then the rest of the videos aren't going to be in order, but I'm just going to mention them. We have an analysis video of the movie Dhobi Ghat. Then we have another analysis of the movie The Disciple. Then one more analysis of the movie Wild Strawberries by Ingmar Bergman. So yeah, these are the videos that are in store for next month. And I have an interesting project coming up recently. I had written a script for Amazing Spider-Man 3, my own original script with the characters of the Amazing Spider-Man, and I'm really proud of that script. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to take that written screenplay, which you can find on Wattpad. The link is in the description. You'll find it there. I wanted to take that written screenplay and convert it into an actual video. Of course, we have not shot the movie because I wrote it, and I'm just a dude. So what my plan is take some images from the previous movies and then also draw the rest of the stuff that I have written, and I'm planning to make an actual movie that might be quite big. Yeah, so I'm planning to make an actual Spider-Man 3 movie, and yeah, it's gonna be pretty simple, but it's gonna take a lot of work, a lot of voice acting, special effects, sound effects, all that stuff. So I hope you're excited. It's gonna take a long time, and I've begun preparations for it, testing out stuff. So yeah, hope you're excited. Yeah, that's all. Also, one last thing. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to me. Okay, now you can open your ears. So, yeah, I guess this is all I have to talk about. I really have to cut this one down because I got quite a few questions, and I'm really glad I got all these questions. And thank you so much for asking, and thank you so much for getting me to 300 subscribers. I'm really happy. And you know what? Let's just go further. I'll probably make another Q&A for 500 because I want to sort of reach a higher number. And yeah, thank you everyone. Thank you everyone. That's just, I don't know. I'm very grateful. I don't want to give a boring ass speech. So I hope you enjoyed this Q&A. And until next time, I'll see you later. Stay tuned for the short film.